Yes. This one is not two good teams. It is the best NFC team and probably the second worst NFC team. So we've got 49ers at Commanders, Purdy and Howell. It is one of the, if not best, I've got to bring up my fucking rankings and matchups. We've been talking so much, I forgot to do that. But off the top of my head, great matchup for Purdy, terrible matchup for Howell. I think I have Howell. Howell. It's not even going to be Howell. It's Brissett, right?
Yep, that's actually a good thing for him.
Brissett, Howell, whoever the hell ends up playing, they're both going to play a half, I think, because they're both. Brissett's just as bad, but I have no interest in either of them, even in Superflex. And Purdy, I believe I have at 6 overall, 5. Let me double check here. I've got Purdy at 6, so that's a pretty solid guess. But so Purdy's a must start, and Commanders quarterback A or B is a must avoid. How about you?
Yeah, I think Howell it's not Howell, Jesus Christ. It's Jacoby Brissett. I actually think he's a much better quarterback than Howell. He doesn't have the ebbs and flows that Howell has, where he gives you a higher floor. Obviously, the matchup sucks for him, but he's the last quarterback of like in the Superflex rankings where once we get past Flacco, it's like, okay, I could start this guy, but outside of that, then I'm just like, no. So he's my QB 24 this week.
He doesn't have the ebbs and flows of the highs and lows, but he doesn't have anywhere near the ceiling. He's like, if you look at him, he's like 15 to 18 points every game. Like you're just going to get low end QB2 production no matter what.
Yeah. It's a rough matchup. I just think with Bieniemy, they're just going to chuck it a ton. So like it could work out where he ends up with like 15, 20 points for you. So if you're desperate, sure. But overall, yeah. And we're rolling with Purdy and not doing anything else for Washington.
Oh, sorry. Trying to type up to get my rankings up here. Define what it's like to be an expert right here, or an analyst right here. I have a guy who I told you created a tweet thread or whatever, and I've been setting his lineup since week 4. I looked back, I am 39 for 39. Somehow in math, it is a complete anomaly. I have not missed once on this guy with this guy. I gave him great advice that worked last night. He has one remaining lineup question, and he still doubts me. I am 39 for 39, and he's going, well, I don't know. It's really close for me.
Oh,
I was
that's the worst.
39 times. You're not going to give me the benefit of the doubt here? Like, what do you want me to do?
Like, I hate when I got to play DMs with question marks, and then people that were like, literally have their own idea coming in the question, and then they're like, but this guy knows this. I'm like, well, yeah, why are you asking me this question?
They want confirmation bias is what they want.
Yeah.
He already had his decision made for this position. It was Kittle over Laporta. He wanted me to go with Laporta. I said Kittle. Yeah, but it's like, I get it. If you don't want to listen to me, then don't listen to me. But I've literally never let you down once all season. So if anyone deserves a little faith, it might be me in this instance. I'm just like, fuck, man.
Dude,
but anyways,
what's going to happen? This one's going to be the one you miss just based on odds.
So running backs, 5th best matchup for McCaffrey, 25th best matchup for Brian Robinson. Not sure if he plays yet. CMC is my 1. I'm going to have Commanders lower here. I've got Gibson at 34, Robinson at 37. Robinson will go up about 10 to 12 spots if he plays. Not really sure if he's going to play or not. What are your thoughts here other than CMC is incredible? And
this might be the biggest gap in projections I've ever had. He's projected for almost 10 more points than the next running back this week. Like, I don't know what's going on with my projections, but they're out of control for McCaffrey this week. But
this one scares me, though, because they may not need to play him in the second half.
No, like, it's one of those where he's just going to go nuclear in the first half. Like,
and Robinson is limited again today.
Yeah, like, obviously, if Robinson plays, he's going to shoot up the rankings just because he's been better this entire year. They trust him on offense and all that. But I have Gibson above him just because we don't know what's going to happen.
Robinson looks like it's going to be a no-go.
Yeah, so it's really Gibson and nobody else. So like this is the whole we had Chris Rodriguez, he's on my IR. So if you need to play Gibson, I don't mind it because he's still a good pass catcher. So you can get there. He's gonna jump up in my rankings. I think he's 43. I'm probably gonna put him right in the Chuba Hubbard range, DeAndre Swift range, like 25, 26 right there. Well, that's where I'll jump him up if we get no Robinson. Just because I'm gonna get a running back with volume because there's nobody else on that roster that they're gonna trust to get the rock. So overall, you could do worse than playing him. I mean, you really want to play Derek Gore or any one of those guys, Wendell Smallwood, no thank you. They're not going to play them. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with those guys.
I hate this new keyboard. I told you I got my kid a new setup here for his gaming PC for Christmas. And the problem is now when I'm trying to discreetly type up information that I need in the background, I noticed that yesterday when I rewatched the show, you can hear tick, 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 tick,
Yeah, the
tick
sounds. Yep.
of me typing away. I'm going, this is the loudest fucking keyboard ever. But it's like specifically for gaming and the keys are all set up. And I'm going, this is brutal. This keyboard's so fucking loud. How am I supposed to? Because there's times in the show, like I'll sneak over to Sleeper and I'll type in Brian Robinson to see what his status is. And I'm going, motherfucker, I can hear me typing on the show. Stupid
That's
keyboard.
like me when someone will talk and I'll be clicking the mouse and it's kind of loud and I'm like, oh, damn it, I can hear that mouse.
He loves it because, like I said, it's a whole new setup. It was a mic, keyboard, and a mouse, and he loves it for gaming, but it's driving me nuts. Wide receivers, we have, oh, that's still running back. Second best matchup for the 49ers, and the Commanders get the 14th best matchup. Debo, I think I've finally come around, and I will have Debo ranked the highest. It only took me 17 weeks. I have Debo as 8. I have
welcome.
Okay.
Welcome.
let's not go crazy. Just a sec. I have Debo at 8. I have Ayuk at 9. So I didn't really fully buy in here. I'm still hedging my bets, and then I have McLaurin at 28. I never thought I'd say this, but I don't have any interest in any other commander, which is amazing because I was the Jahan Dotson guy. And I had this conversation about sometimes it's not the trades you make, it's the trades you don't make.
Yep.
Jahan Dotson, Drake London were guys I was huge on all off season. I couldn't get them, and then they were just total duds. So what have you got here for basically 3 receivers?
I am insanely high on the San Francisco wide receivers. They're back-to-back. They're both top 6. Like, dude, I am all in on the San Francisco.
What do you have them? I have them 8 and 9.
I have them 5 and 6.
No,
they're back-to-back. It's absurd. No, but just the fact they're both top 6 options is bonkers. Like,
in a game where they may not need to pass. Yeah.
And I like there's a tiered gap in the rankings and like projections. Like Debo is significantly ahead, but they're still back-to-back is how it works. Like I've always loved Debo. He's been one of my favorite players to watch in the NFL. Just the way he plays, him and Kittle. I'll ever hold a candle for those two guys. But fantasy-wise, like it comes and goes just because the offense is so good. But overall, I'm starting both those guys with confidence. And the fact that Brissett is starting quarterback, I'm much more confident in Terry McLaurin than I would be because Brissett actually can get him the ball and then he can feed him. So, McLaurin's top 30. You can start him. He's definitely like wide receiver 3 range for me this week.
I tell you, whoever you start for the 49ers, you better hope you have their fantasy points by halftime because you may not get anything in the second half. But
we'll get the Elijah Mitchell show.
Jesus Christ. Tight ends, 26th best matchup for Kittle, 22nd best matchup for Wilson. I have Kittle at 2, which is why I recommended him over Laporta. I have Logan Thomas all the way down at 23. How the mighty have fallen. Kickers, excuse me. Best matchup for Jake Moody of the Niners. 8th best matchup for Joey Sly of the Commanders. I have Jake Moody at 4. Joey Sly has not been good. I have him still all the way down at 27. DST's 3rd best matchup for the Niners, worst matchup for the Commanders. The Niners are lower than I would have thought. I have them at 5. I feel like I want to put them up to I've moved them up to 2. They are now 2. And the Commanders are 32. So, don't play them.
That makes sense. I mean, it's just the lack of the Brissett just doesn't turn it over like Howell does. He doesn't make as many data play. That's all it is. So, it makes sense. They just come down a little bit because you're not getting the 30-point week. I mean, you technically still could get it, but it's going to bring it down a little bit. But, it's start Niners. Don't start Commanders. Like, it's that simple.
How many times I get through one of these and the little, trio to end it, and then I just wish I had said, start this team, bench this team. And I'm going, fuck, I could have saved us 3 minutes of explanation there and just said, start these guys, sit them. But nope.
Right. It's the 49ers like that every week. It's just like, start the Niners. It's just that simple.